would like to remain at the top table with Director NDMO. And I'd ask Taito from SPC if he could come up. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for the day. We now come to the final end of our session, our program, and I'm sure you're all looking outside and noticing that the sun is gone. Don't worry, it's only 5:30. Firstly, the key outcomes that we have from these 2 days will be cleaned up, and we'd like to thank our crew at the back, the note takers, who have put all the information together. Whatever you've put on flip charts has been copied onto soft copy. Whatever's gone on matrix has gone onto soft copy. The team will then put this all together. We'll come up with a lessons learned document, but most importantly, the recommendations that have come out of this will be shared amongst everybody. We will have an email that comes out to everybody for your comments, like Director Aid Coordination had said. This most likely may happen in the next 3 to 4 weeks once we've cleaned everything up. I believe Suzanne is handing out something, which is evaluation sheets. Just thought it was recommendations. Okay, so the evaluation sheets are coming out. Please do complete them before you walk out the door. But more importantly, back on the recommendations, the document will be finalized after your comments. And there will be a definite time to the comments, and we hope that everybody that's here, we have got your email addresses, and we will have you on the email list. Also, all the presentations that you've seen up today, a lot of the documents that have been shared will be available on the Humanitarian Response website. So for those of you who cannot remember it, www.humanitarianresponse.info. Also, the documents will also be available on the Pacific Disaster Net, for those of you who are subscribed to the Pacific Disaster Net. And the next steps, as I've identified, is collation of the report and having it sent out to everybody for your comments, and then finalized and hopefully published in the next 2 to 3 months, or maybe even shorter, depending how we go. We'd like to have a few thank yous before we have the closing. Definitely to the government of Vanuatu for having this lessons learned workshop, 2 days. The second day was really interesting, a lot more participation. And I'm thinking if we had a third day, we wouldn't be able to continue. So thankfully, there's only 2. Participants, thank you very much for being here for the 2 days. I know that it has been a lot of learning, a lot of sharing, and we'd like to thank you very much. For those of you who came in from overseas, again, thank you for making a point of being here to share experiences. To our colleagues from Fiji and Solomon Islands, thank you very much. I've just heard that Solomon is looking forward to a depression coming soon. So maybe everybody from here will go there. To the facilitators, thank you very much for all of the session facilitators. I believe they did an excellent job. It was a learning process also for us, and we will be working hard to ensure that whatever was done in our sessions is captured and also reflected in the document. I'd like to thank the hotel. I think the hotel did a very good job on the spread, especially for morning tea, lunch, and afternoon tea. For those of you who gained weight, remember NCDs is prevalent in the Pacific. Note takers, again, note takers, thank you very much. You guys have been here every evening till about 11, 12 o'clock while we have been away having our meals. And they've been doing a tremendous job down the back. We'd also like to make a special note that we've got support from Vanuatu TV and Vanuatu Broadcasting Corporation. They've actually done a live stream while you guys have been having your sessions. So some of the sessions are live and have gone out, and they have been recorded, and there's a YouTube link for that, which we will share also. So without further ado, I believe we should get cracking with the closing ceremony. With that, I'd like to ask Director General for the Ministry of Climate Change, Dr. Napat, to please say a few words to close the function that we've had this week.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. Before I do the closing remarks, let me just invite Ben, who is currently the acting DG to the Prime Minister's office, just to say a few words, and I will conclude.
Thank you, Tomas. Kami to first time lebih lama. Lo yumi present lebih siya. Thank you lo iflekam lo attend meeting ya. By all talk thank you lo actual workshop ya by come out me one them. Alem no more lo iflek se thank you lo work way pin happen since TC pa me kam. Which is lo lete mi iflek sa veno mo se pa mi iflek continue lo ni team support lo iflek lo phase 2 when mi part lo recovery mo reconstruction. Or lessons learned to place a Bali help lo system foundation lo how you may go about lo deliver all interventions believe me lo second phase lo mi system bagian foundation lo third phase with the socio-economic recovery. So in English, I just like to take this opportunity to say thanks to all our partners. And this is not in relation to the workshop, but this is in relation to your support thus far to date to assist in the first phase in the emergency operations for the relief. There were times that were tense, but as genuine adults and genuine partners, look past that and move on. I want to thank you for all the support that has been provided thus far. As alluded to by some of the statements from around, and I wasn't here yesterday and things like that, but I have got briefings on what was discussed, that there's still a lot yet to be done. And so as the relief in the first phase winds down, we're moving to second phase, phase 2, which is the recovery operations, which my good friend Charlie over there asked, but unfortunately it's not in relation to this meeting, so I'm not going to go through it here. I would just like to say we will continue to need your support. The directions have been out, they're put out, and so over the next coming weeks, you will get more clarity on how to better engage with government for the second and the third phase. Thank you, merci pour votre support, and we expect them. We prefer them suppose if I continue blame me holemhan. The second with them third phase. Lo rebuilding back Vanuatu from all people lo imila place. Mi talem tangko lo hemanam use some time yo blame yaskem support blue wala plus second phase also fasin blue mi I mean sa yaskem support plus second phase suppose mi no talem tangko first time from first phase tangko lo support blue wala mi tangko lo support blue wala by wala continue blo stabote mi mi play mi work plus second with them third phase ami pass mi ko lo DG proper when we got big fella weight loss all double him lo managing disaster. Thank you.
A big hand of applause lo acting DG. Daito, representative from SPC, and I too acknowledge the presence of all the other directors of NDMO within the region, our facilitators. Just looking around across this room, I do acknowledge different expertise, different NGOs, different donor agencies, and for all colleagues, and also from the UN OCHA, Sebastian, everyone, Walisab Blessia. Dr. Plomi, let me very short, let me basically just to thank you all for the support. Vanuatu has actually gone through, for the first time in history, a Category 5 cyclone. I personally want to thank all of you who have contributed enormously, particularly in the Emergency Operation Center, and for all the support that you have given to NDMO. My also thanks goes to all the heads of the clusters We want them to give him one big hand, Olgada. They deserve all the applause. I mean, without the support that they have actually contributed and they were able to take lead in this time of emergency, the government would probably find it very difficult, especially in the rolling out of all the assistance to the affected communities. During the past 2 days, there has been a lot of information shared in this room. We have identified some of the things that worked, some of the things that didn't work. And I'm so grateful that we have identified several areas that requires some immediate attention. And I would like to call upon the support from all our donor partners, particularly in assisting the Vanuatu government to be able to address those gaps. I will be attending the Pacific Humanitarian Summit in Auckland next week. Some of the lessons learned at this workshop will add a lot of value, particularly in the presentations that I'll be doing at this meeting, to showcase some of the things that we have actually documented, some of the things that we have learned, particularly in all those different discussions that we had during these 2 days. We have a lot to do. There are a lot of outstanding areas that requires all different people involving in this operation. And I would like to call upon everyone to support NDMO, particularly in fulfilling its dreams. My thanks to all our donor agencies, particularly in the financial assistance, since day one. And I would continue to ask for that support, particularly in the phase 2, as Acting Director General has alluded in his short remarks. With that, thank you, Lo Olgata civil servants, Lo Blesia. Sam Olgata, while you miss this meeting, Olgata Oli sub audit Lo feel, while you continue to distribute all efforts, all communities play uni. So me want them lo commend them Olgata, lo hard work Lo Olgata. Momi continue blow. Talamol sem say, emi no one easy task. It was a very stressful task for Ben and I. Just looking back, some of you had received some very harsh words from the two of us. It's something that is just beyond control. And I would like to say this openly, that my sincere apology for those that have received some very harsh words from the two of us. It's just because we are unable to contain the amount of stress and also the amount of the pressure that we have received from the government. But you have shown that you are very faithful steward. And I commend you all for your support. I thank you all for being there for us, and I continue to ask you all to support us in the second phase. But the Molga de Doctor Kia, back again, we want them to tell them thank you, Lo SPC, for organizing this event. Let's give a big hand of applause to SPC. Lo organizing Moblo financing this workshop. And we want very good learning exercise, and we hope Seful Yumi, especially Olgada Island, Olgada Secretary Generals from its province, will participate in this exercise. Tamu you will go back, how you will have a putum samlo Olgada tingtingnya ikolo level of province. And DMO or Ministry of Climate Change, semi-stabiet, lo help him you follow. And maybe continue to ask him support Bivula lo when I'm misako through him. And finally, me want them lo tell him big fella thank you lo big man. Especially Lo time we been go through them, behemi sabe giving me wisdom, more strength. Lo him sabe stand together as a nation. Lo address him one issue where him just beyond law control lo yumi. I have met some new friends. I have made some new friends. And me want them lo tell them thank you lol get the two. People all Sebastian. Me must ask him lo him come lo place here, lo help me to lo this workshop. So talk lo me on behalf of NDMO equal you, Sebastian. Include Molnar of one, especially all facilitators lo yumi. Thank you, Thomas. And when the Muldok ya, when you been brought you soon, me hope say why you may go, you may not just put no more low one shelf, but have me one living document, whereby you may capture him and by you may move him forward. Let me help him, me prepare, address him, or use him, lo time lo one hour disaster. Because this honor blow declare him this 2-day workshop or lessons learned workshop, and we officially close. Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you very much, DG Napat, for those closing remarks. And we acknowledge the Vanuatu government for taking on board this lessons learned workshop. And we acknowledge the participation from all of you that have come for these 2 days. A sincere thank you to the NDMO staff and Ministry of Climate Change staff who have made this possible through the extensive planning for the last 2 months, I believe, in putting the program together. It was very tight, but as you can see, we have achieved a lot of recommendations and we're looking at bringing those to bearing in the next few months. A special thank you to the European Union, whose funding has made this possible through SPC. And as culture is, or as custom, we have prepared some kava for those of you who are interested outside to have a shell or two before we all partake and depart for engagements in the coming days. So with that, please do join us for a shell. Well, it's not going to be a shell, probably a cup, but it's a shell. We hope that what you have covered for the last 2 days, as well as a tingling sensation of the shell, will take us through the next few days. Thank you very much. Vinava Levu. Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you so much.